I have a story that I would like to share with you, and it's an African story. It is a story of hope, resilience, and glamour. There was Hollywood, then came Bollywood. Today, we have Nollywood, the third largest film industry in the world. In 2006 alone, almost 2,000 films were made in Nigeria. Now try to imagine 40, 50 films wrapped, distributed every week in the streets of Lagos, Nigeria, and West Africa. Some estimate put the value of this industry at $250 million. It has created thousands, if not tens of thousands of jobs. And it's expanding. But keep in mind that this was a grassroots movement. This is something that happened without foreign investment, without government aid. And actually, it happened against all odds. In one of the most difficult moment in Nigerian economy. The industry is 15 years old. And so maybe you're thinking now, how an Italian filmmaker based in Boston is so interested in this story. And so I think I have to tell you just a few things about my personal life, and because I think there is a connection. My grandfather lived most of his life and is buried in Zambia. My father also lived most of his adult life in East Africa, and I was born in Zambia. Even though I left when I was only 3 years old, I really felt that Africa was this big part of my life. And growing, it really was a place where I learned to walk. I think I uttered the first words, and my family bought their first home. So when we came back to Italy, and one of the things that I remember the most is my family having this hard time to share stories. It seemed that for our neighbors and friends, Africa was either this exotic place, this imaginary land that probably exists only in their imagination, or the place of horror, famine. And so we were always caught in this stereotype. And I remember really this desire to talk about Africa as a place where we lived and people live and go about their lives and have dreams like we all have. So when I read in a newspaper, in the business page, the story of Nollywood, I really felt this is an incredible opportunity to tell a story that goes against all these preconceived notions. Here I can tell a story of African making movies like I do, and actually I felt this was an inspiration for me. I have the good fortune of being a filmmaker in residence at the Center of Digital Imaging Arts at Boston University. And we really look how digital technology is changing and how young independent filmmakers can make movies at a fraction of the cost. So when I proposed the story, I really had all the support to make this film. And not only had the support, I found two wonderful partners in crime in this adventure. Amy Corrigan, a very talented young photographer, and Robert Caputo, a friend and a mentor, he's a veteran of National Geographic, and told me, Franco, in 25 years of covering Africa, I don't know if I have come across a story that is so full of hope and so fun. So we went to Lagos in October 2005. And we went to Lagos to meet Bonda Merua, a wonderful, talented film director who is with us tonight. The plan was to give you a portrait of Nollywood, of this incredible film industry, following Bond in his quest to make an action movie that deal with the issue of corruption called Checkpoint, police corruption. And he had 9 days to make it. We felt this was a good story. In the meantime, we had to cover Nollywood, and we talked to a lot of filmmakers. But I don't want to create too many expectations. I would like to show you 6 minutes. And these are 6 minutes that really prepared for the TED audience. There are several themes from the documentary, but they are re-edited and made for you, okay? So I guess it's a world premiere.
Action!
You can finance a movie with just $10,000 in Nigeria here, and you shoot in 7 days.
Oh, nice.
We're doing films for the masses. We're not doing films for the elite and the people in their glass houses. No, they can afford to watch their RoboCop and whatever.
Good. Auto check.
I think filmmaking in Nigeria, for those involved in it, is a kind of subsistence filmmaking. What they do to make a living. It's not the fancy filmmaking where you say, oh, you want to put all the razzmatazz of Hollywood, where you have big budgets. Here is that you make these films, it sells, you jump onto to the location again to make another film. Because if you don't make the next film, you're not going to feed.
So while we're entertaining, we should be able to educate. I believe in the power of audiovisuals. I mean, 90% of the population will watch Nollywood. I think it's the most viable vehicle right now to pass information across and to educate the people. So if you're making a movie, no matter what your topic is, put in a message in there.
You still have to report the incidents. He needs proper medical attention.
I keep trying to explain to people it's not about the quality at the moment. The quality is coming. I mean, there are those films that people are making for quality, but the first thing you have to remember about this society is that Africa still has people that live on $1 a day, and these are the people that really watch these films.
Nollywood is a fantastic industry that has just been born in this part of the world. Because nobody believed that Nollywood can come out of Africa.
But our films, they have stories that people can relate to themselves. They are stories about our people, for our people. And consistently, they are glued to their screen whenever they see this story.
Suspense, fun, and intrigue. It's a blockbuster comedy to crack your
We have been so deep into the foreign movies. It's all about the foreign movie. But we can do something too. We can do something, in fact, something that when the world see it, they say, wow, this is Nigeria.
Just embarrass yourself, Sergeant. Don't embarrass yourself.
Stand him! Come on! Come on! You wait! Come back! Come back!
You can now walk the street and see a role model. It's not just what you see in picture. You see the person's life. You see how he talks. You see how he lives. He influences you really good. You know, it's not just what you see in the picture. It is not what you hear, you know, from the Western press.
See ya. Bye. Hope you're going to catch this.
Action!
I was so fascinated, you know, with those cowboy movies. But then when I discovered the situation in my country at that time, there was so much corruption. For a young man to really make it out here, you got to think of some negative things and all that, or some kind of vices. And I didn't want that, you know, and I discovered that I could be successful in life as an actor without doing crime, without cheating nobody, without telling no lies. It's just me and God-given talent.
Let's go. Let's go. So,
Okay, it's time to kick some ass. Cover this idiot. Move it.
The big countries, when they do their movies, they have all these things in place. But here, we improvise these items, like the gunshot. Like the gun, like here now, you see the gun there, but you won't see any gunshot. We use knockout.
What I'm scared of is just the explosion. May not go come up my face.
That's why I use enough masking tape. The masking tape will hold it. Wait.
Okay.
Just hold it for me.
I'm just telling her to make sure she places it well so that it won't affect my face, the explosion, you know. But she's a professional, she knows what she's doing. And I'm trying to protect my face too. This ain't gonna be my last movie. You know, this Nollywood where the magic lives.
Put out for where live day.
So now you're about to see how we do our own movies here, with or without any assistance from anybody.
action! Hey! Cut!
So many things to say, so little time, so many themes in this story. I just can tell you, just one thing I want to tell you. I spent several weeks with all these actors, producer, and the problem they have to go through are unimaginable for for a filmmaker who works in America or in Europe, but always with a smile, always with an enthusiasm that it's incredible. Werner Herzog, the German filmmaker, said, "I need to make movies like you need oxygen." And I think they're breathing. The Nigerian filmmakers really, really are doing what they like. And so it's a very, very important thing for them and for their audiences. A woman told me, when I see a Nollywood film, I can relax. I can breathe better. There is also another very important thing that I hope will resonate with this audience. It's technology. I'm very interested in it. And I really think that the digital nonlinear editing has slashed the cost now is a fraction of what it used to be. Incredible cameras cost under $5,000, and this has unleashed tremendous energy. And guess what? We didn't have to tell them to the Nigerian filmmakers. They understood it, they embraced the technology, and they run with it, and they're successful. I hope that this film will go, the Nollywood phenomenon will go both ways. I hope it will inspire other African nations to embrace the technology, look at the Nigerian model, make their film, create jobs, create a narrative for the population, something to identify, something positive, something that really is psychological relief and it's part of the culture. But I really think this is a phenomenon that can inspire us. I really think it goes both ways. Filmmakers, friend of mine, they look at Nollywood and they say, wow, they're doing what we really want to do, make a buck and live with this job. So I really think it's a lesson that we are actually learning from them. And there is one small challenge that I have for you and should make us reflect on the importance of storytelling. And I think this is really the theme of this session. Try to imagine a world where the only goal is food and a shelter, but no stories around the campfire, no legends, no fairy tales, nothing, no novels. Difficult, eh? It's meaningless. So this is what I really think. I think that the key to an healthy society is a thriving community of storytellers, and I think that the Nigerian filmmakers really have proved this. I would like you to hear their voices. Just a few moments. It's not an edited sequence, just some voices from Nollywood.
Nollywood is the best thing that can happen to them. But if you have an industry that puts a smile on people's face, that's Nollywood.
I believe very soon we're not only going to have better movies, we'll have that original Nigerian movie.
It's still the same basic themes, love, action, but we're telling it our own way, our own Nigerian way, African way. We have diverse cultures. That's so many. That in the next 10 lifetimes, I don't see us exhausting the stories we have.
My job ends here, and the Nollywood filmmaker really have now to work, and I really hope that there will be many, many collaborations where we teach each other things. And I really hope that this will happen. Thank you very much.
Hey. I've got 2 questions. Franco, you described this as the world's 3rd largest film industry. What does that translate to in terms of numbers of films released?
Oh yes, I think I mentioned briefly, but it's close to 2,000 films. There is scientific data on this.
2,000 films
2,000 film a year. The 2005 or 6, the censor board has censored 1,600 films alone, and we know that there are more. So it's safe to say that there are 2,000 films. So imagine 45 films per week. There are challenges. There is a glut of film. The quality has to be raised. They need to go to the next level, but I'm optimistic.
And these aren't films that are primarily seen in cinemas. They're primarily...
Oh yes, of course. This is very important. These are maybe for you to try to imagine this. These are films that are distributed directly in markets. They are bought in video shops. They can be rented for pennies.
On what format?
Oh, the format. Thank you for the question. Yes, it's VCDs. It's a CD. It's a little bit more compressed image. They started with VHS. They actually didn't wait for the latest technology. They started in 92, 94. So there are 57 million VCR in Nigeria that play VHS and these VCD. It's a CD basically. It's a compact disc.
So on the streets,
you can be in a Lagos traffic jam and you can buy a movie or some bananas or some water. Yes. and this really, I have to say, this really proves that storytelling, it's a commodity, it's a staple. There is no life without stories.
Yeah. Franco, thank you so much.
At Rolex, the pursuit of excellence is a passion. The challenge, to produce a watch movement precise enough and reliable enough to be called a Rolex movement. After years of research and design, involving dozens of engineers, scientists, and watchmakers, the result was revolutionary. The Rolex Blue Parachrome Hairspring. Created from a unique paramagnetic alloy, it's unaffected by magnetic fields and up to 10 times more resistant to shocks than a standard hairspring. The Blue Parachrome Hairspring, an exclusive Rolex technology, 100% conceived, patented, and produced by Rolex.